It's for a good cause, I swear. By Sarah1281. Chapter 16. Minimum Sanity Requirement. Okay, so now that the preliminary matches are over, Hokage-sama will be explaining the third and final phase of the exam, which will take place 1 month from today. Obito announced. Why a month from now? Kiba asked. Because some of you have shown everything you have in the preliminary matches and need time to learn some new technique, and others have been injured and need the time to recuperate. Obito answered. So in that regard, I suppose Naruto doing nothing but standing there was actually good thinking. Of course! Naruto nodded sagely. Want to bet that didn't even occur to him? Sasuke asked. Sakura snorted. I may have been taught by Tsunade-sensei. That doesn't mean I have a gambling addiction or lack of common sense when it comes to taking bets. A little support would be nice, team. Naruto oofed. What? Sakura asked innocently. We're not disputing that it was a smart move. We just don't think it was an intentional one. That said, if anyone should do anything that... Obito struggled for the most tactful way to phrase it. Uninspired in the actual finals, I'm telling you now. You're not going to pass. Quite right, Minato agreed. Now, the third part of the exam is an elimination-style tournament. This tournament will be open to the public, and many important foreign leaders will also be attending, which is another reason for the delay. Even if you do not win your match, if the judges, which include both myself and the Kazekage, feel you are qualified, then you will pass. This means that anywhere from 0 to all 10 of you could potentially become Chunin. Still, winning is a good idea, as you will have more chances to impress the judges, and the winner usually ends up coming off better in a fight. Remember though, brute strength isn't all that's required to be a Chunin. You must also show some skill in strategizing, dealing with the unexpected, when it is better to temporarily retreat, and above all, you must meet a minimum sanity requirement. I know many of the best shinobi are often rather unbalanced, so the bar isn't very high, but we've learned the hard way that dangerously unstable genin go on to become dangerously unstable Chunin, and have access to more power is rarely ever a good thing. Any questions? What exactly is the minimum sanity requirement? Gaara spoke up. We look down on spontaneous killing of allies, manic laughter, a personal issue you habitually let get in the way of your fights, and anyone more youthful than my Togai. Minato replied. Any other questions? No one said anything, so after a moment he continued with, Anko is going to be coming around with a box full of paper slips. You'll each to draw one, and the number you have will determine your matchups in the tournament. Don't worry, Gaara, Naruto assured him. Anko meant the MSR! Barely, I'm sure, but still. MSR? Tamari asked. Minimum sanity requirement! Naruto responded. Anko stepped forward with the aforementioned box and went around to the 10 genin still in the examination and had them each pick a number. Kiba noticeably tensed when she got near him, but Anko did no more than smirk at him, probably because both her fiancé and the Yundame were watching. Alright, one by one, I want each of you to tell me what number you picked, and Ibiki will let you know where you've ended up in the tournament. Minato instructed once they were finished. 1, Chibo began. 9, Kiba said. 3, Naruto said. 7, Sakura said. 10, Sasuke said. 4, Lee shouted. Then she rolled his eyes. 8, 6, Tamara said. 2, said Gaara. Shikamaru yawned. 5, okay, Ibiki said, filling in people's names by their number.
This means the first round. Shino versus Gaara. Naruto versus Lee. Shikamaru versus Tamari. Sakura versus Neji. And Kiba versus Sasuke.
Naruto gulped and quickly stepped to the other side of Sasuke, but Sakura was too busy gaping in horror to do anything to him for chasing her. For the moment, at least.
The winner of the first match will get a bye,
Ibiki started to say. Wait, I thought there were no buys. Kangaroo interrupted. Didn't the Proctor say that back when what's-his-name quit? Why wouldn't they have to fight themselves? That's only if there were an odd number, Obito explained. 10 people is a nice, even number, so a buy is acceptable in this case. You people are all insane, Kangaroo said flatly. Tamari elbowed him. Be more polite to the people who can make our attempts to become Chunin a lot harder. Why? Kangaroo asked. I'm already out. But I'm not, Tamari reminded him. And I have to fight the laziest person I have ever met. How in the world am I supposed to make that match awesome? Sorry, Kankuro apologized.
As I was saying,
Ibiki continued, glaring darkly at Kankuro for daring to interrupt him.
the winner of the second match faces the winner of the third, and the winner of the fourth match faces the winner of the fifth. After that, the winner of the first and last match of the second round will face each other, while the winner of the second gets a bye, and then the two still in the competition will face off.
Damn, Sasuke swore. What's wrong? Naruto asked, still hiding behind him. If I win all my fights, I have one more match than my opponent, Sasuke explained.
Sucks for you!
Naruto said flippantly. Sasuke turned and glared at him. I wouldn't be so uncaring towards my human shield if I were you. Naruto missed a glance at Sakura and saw that she had sufficiently recovered from her shock and was advancing menacingly on him.
I'm sorry! Please don't let her kill me!
So, all your kids made it to the finals, Obito noted as the two of them sat in Kakashi's living room once the exam had officially been halted for a month. Kakashi sighed mournfully. Yeah, they did. That's a good thing, Obito reminded him. You wanted them to make it, didn't you? Of course I did, Kakashi snapped. Good, because for a second there I was starting to worry that you were trying to infect them with the springtime of youth. And if that were the case, well... Obito trailed off dramatically. I just don't think I would have known you anymore. Kakashi rolled his eyes. I'm not that evil as to wish that on somebody. Although forcing them to do it is another matter entirely, Obito said sarcastically. Choosing to ignore the sarcasm, Kakashi nodded. Exactly. So why are you so upset if you got what you wanted? Obito asked. They can't pass the exam if they're not in the finals. Sasuke can beat Kiba, no doubt about that, Kakashi explained. I think Naruto could beat Lee, but even if he can't, he'll give a good show. Sakura, however, it's not like I don't have faith in the girl, because I do, it's just... she's up against Neji. The only way this would be worse was if she were up against Gaara. Well, that's something, right? Obito said, trying to be optimistic. I guess, Kakashi conceded, but she's going to lose. And badly. You didn't tell her that, did you? Obito asked anxiously. Because even if you think she doesn't stand a chance, encouragement is a whole lot more productive than discouragement. Unless the person being encouraged is Sasuke and the subject is revenge, Kakashi muttered, and then it is a very bad idea indeed, no matter how much Uncle might want the kindred spirit. So you didn't tell her, did you? Obito repeated. Kakashi shook his head. Didn't need to. Why do you think she attacked Naruto after the matchups were announced? Obito shrugged. She didn't pass the minimum sanity requirement? No, she does, Kakashi assured him, especially after she integrated that split personality of hers. What's this about a split personality? Obito asked, concerned. It's all gone, no need to worry, Kakashi insisted. If you say so, Obito said, still sounding suspicious. She's sane enough, Kakashi said dismissively. But still, Neji. He seemed skilled, from what I saw, Obito agreed. But then again, his fight was over in 2 hits. So it is entirely possible that Tsune guy was just really pathetic. He's not, Kakashi reported. And it's not just that Neji's insanely good. Then what is it? Obito prompted. He's Guy's student, Kakashi responded. Ah, Obito said knowingly. You don't want to lose to your eternal rival. Kakashi groaned. Not to sound like Neji or anything, but it's seriously starting to seem like I fainted to be Guy's rival. You're the one who ignored his speech about youthfulness when you first met and convinced him you were hip, Obito pointed out. What can I say? Kakashi asked rhetorically. I was feeling nostalgic. Nostalgic? Obito queried, puzzled. And if that weren't bad enough, Kakashi said loudly, ignoring the question, Naruto's fighting Lee, who is also Gaara's student, and is, what's more, his protege. If either of them lose, or, call me forbid, both, I will never live this down. Ever. Obito was quiet for a moment. Then, so, should I start looking for long-term missions now? Or closer to the task itself? Kakashi threw a pillow at him. Tsunade-sama? Sakura asked, walking up to her once and hopefully soon-to-be mentor at her office in the hospital. Yes, Tsunade asked, gratefully looking up from her stack of paperwork. My name is Haruno Sakura, and I've made it to the final part of the Chunin exam, Sakura began. I'm up against Hyuga Neji, and I'm really going to need all the help I can get. Why come to me? Tsunade asked neutrally. I'm a medic, and that won't do much good against a Hyuga. Not if you have any standards of ethics. No, it won't, Sakura agreed, thinking of Kabuto. But this isn't just about the exams. Really? Tsunade raised her eyebrows. I think I recognize your name. You're on Kakashi's team, right? Sakura nodded. I am. I've heard that you're intelligent and have a strong spirit, Tsunade remarked. And also that if you don't make Chunin, he's making you train with Guy for a year. That seems like a pretty strong incentive. The strongest, Sakura admitted. But that's not my only reason. If I don't pass this time, there will be other times. I'd really like to pass this time for my sanity, if nothing else. But I can handle it if I don't. I intend to be a medic, though, and I know you're the best. Even if you can't help me with Neji, which I refuse to believe, just so you know, you'll be able to help me help my team when all of this is over. Tsunade studied her for a moment. It's not easy to train a medic nin, you know. Medical ninjas require different skills compared to ninjas who focus on fighting. You must have every aspect of your chakra control refined to perfection, study a large amount of specialized knowledge, have the ability to apply that knowledge, and never give up. I know, Sakura said seriously. It's not like I know nothing about the subject. I've studied quite a bit, and have put in a lot of hours at the hospital since I've graduated. All things considered, I'm pretty good at it. But I could always be better, and I need to be better. Because Kami knows Naruto and Sasuke don't actually understand the meaning of you can't do it, you're going to get yourself killed, or you're in over your head. A small smile came to Tsunade's lips. Is that so? Sakura nodded vehemently. Oh, you have no idea! And now with Orochimaru after Sasuke, I know he's in custody, but I can't help but worry. They're so reckless! It's like they're trying to get themselves killed, and it's up to me to try and stop them! Alright, Tsunade agreed. I'll train you, but I'm not taking it easy on you from now on, she warned. Sakura beamed. Excellent! The finals are in only a month, after all. My teammates and I passed the preliminaries, Sasuke announced. Itachi looked up from the scroll he was reading. Congratulations, Sasuke announced. Itachi looked up from the scroll he was reading. Congratulations. You don't sound very surprised. It's just the preliminaries, Sasuke explained. I'm going to have to fight Kiba. No big deal. Then either Neji or Sakura, then Gaara, then either Naruto or Lee, all within a couple of hours. You don't have to win the tournament in order to pass, you know, Itachi pointed out. You did, Sasuke burst out, on your first try, when you were 10. I was also a Genin for 3 years, as opposed to your 3 months or so, Itachi reminded him. But this isn't about what I did. This is about you. Sasuke sighed. I know, I just really need to pass this. Desperately. A small smile crossed Itachi's face. So I've heard. I've also heard you have a month before you have to be ready. Would you like me to help you? Yes, Sasuke said practically before his brother finished offering. Some things never did change. Train me! Naruto ordered. Not interested, Jiraiya said, scribbling away on his notes. You're my godfather! You have to be interested! Naruto said, rolling his eyes. I don't remember signing anything, Jiraiya insisted. That doesn't necessarily mean you didn't, Naruto claimed. For all you know, my dad slipped you the form while you were busy ogling the girls at the onsen. That sounds more like something Kushina would do, Jiraiya mused. Naruto just shrugged. Well, since the godparents are generally decided upon prior to the baby being born, she presumably had a say in it too, so that very well could have happened. I've got research to do. Get your dad to train you, Jiraiya said. My dad's kind of busy being the Hokage and orchestrating the exam, Naruto pointed out. Then get Kakashi to train you, Jiraiya tried again. He threatened to send me to the closet pervert, Naruto complained. Ibisu's not that bad. Jiraiya felt compelled to defend his fellow pervert, even if he was closeted about it. Then when it
snow! But I've already long since mastered those!
Naruto informed him.
The way you want me to teach you.
Jiraiya challenged.
The cool stuff!
Naruto replied promptly. Jiraiya raised his eyebrows.
The cool stuff, huh?
Naruto nodded eagerly.
And I want to sign a selling contract!
You got grand ambitions, kid, Jiraiya said fondly.
So will you do it?
Naruto asked hopefully.
I'm going to need some incentive.
Jiraiya hinted.
I'll show you my haremu no jutsu!
Naruto absolutely not! Minato got in. I am not having my son going off anywhere with someone he could only convince to train him through seduction, especially not my 13-year-old son.
You're no fun!
Naruto huffed. Minato rolled his eyes. Excuse me for being a responsible adult.
Yeah, that's really annoying!
Naruto complained. Just train him, okay? Minato asked. I might be around for a little while, but things are really hectic right now. Jiraiya said.
Fine, but if he wants to side with the toads, I'm going to need to get him drunk. You know how it is.
I'm going to need to be there to supervise that, Minato warned.
What? You don't trust me?
Jiraiya asked, looking wounded. You know I do, Sensei. On the other hand, you're not really the best with kids. Minato, Sensei! Kakashi called, running up to them, Ibiki in tow. Kakashi? Minato looked a little confused. What's wrong? Orochimaru, Kakashi said shortly. Minato and Jiraiya both became much more focused while Naruto stayed quiet and hoped they wouldn't remember they weren't supposed to talk about things like that in front of him. Does something happen with the interrogation? Minato demanded. Did you learn anything?
That's just it. We never finished it.
Ibiki said. Why not? Minato pressed.
I left the room for something. I don't even remember what. And when I got back, all of the Anbu guards were dead and Orochimaru was gone.
Ibiki recounted.
Orochimaru managed to escape?
Jiraiya asked, alarmed. Ibiki shook his head.
Not alone,
he said grimly. What do you mean? Naruto asked.
I found this note on the interrogation table,
Ibiki said, handing said note to Minato. Dear Shinobi-san, Minato read aloud. Tomi is dating Erohebi senpai, so Tomi went and got him. Sorry if you need him too, but this does not mean Tomi is not a good boy. Tomi!
What the?
Jiraiya said eloquently. If Orochimaru has an accomplice powerful enough to break him out of the TNI, then it's probably the Akatsuki, Kakashi theorized. They would be a lot more powerful than his little collection of lost boys.
But what's he planning?
Jiraiya wondered. He suddenly seemed to remember Naruto was there.
Hey kid, I'll train you, but now's really not the best time. Meet me here tomorrow, okay? Okay!
Naruto agreed reluctantly before leaving. Madara was back. Crap. Naruto wasn't sure why exactly, but he knew it couldn't be good. Now, what was the best way to break the news to Sasuke without triggering his revenge impulse?